Hey, what's going on, everybody? So, Apple just wrapped up their spring event. It was called Spring Forward, the April event. Yearly thing, but there was definitely some surprises today, things we weren't expecting, and I'm kind of happy, I'm kind of not, but we'll talk about each new thing released today, and I'll give you my thoughts about it. Okay, so Apple kicked things off with some service items, and first off, they talked about the Apple Card. So with Apple Card, the main new thing here is you can now have Apple Card family. So basically, you're going to be able to share an Apple Card. If you have a spouse, you two can have one card and kind of share it together. You can even add a kid that has to be at least 13 years old, and that's pretty interesting as well. There's not really a ton of info out about that yet. I can't find it here on the official Apple Card page. But yeah, Apple Card family, pretty impressive sounding, but it's going to be interesting to see how it all works in the future whenever it comes out. Next thing had to do with podcasts. So the podcast app we already knew was getting a redesign whenever iOS 14.5 came out. So it's going to be getting new podcast pages, episodes, shows, different search button, and all sorts of different things. Complete redesign. But the big thing here for podcasts is there's now going to be a podcast subscription service. So you'll be able to subscribe, or I should say a paid subscription to individual podcast shows. And that way you can help out your favorite podcast creators. So it's kind of like how YouTube does it with that join button. If you subscribe to a podcast and pay for it, then you might get some kind of exclusive content or behind the scenes or things that normal people who don't pay for it wouldn't be able to see. So yeah, that was the second thing, the redesigned podcast and the new subscription service. Now the third thing here is something we definitely weren't expecting, and it has to do with the iPhone 12. So Apple announced that there is a brand new color for the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 12 mini, and it is purple. So to go along with that spring kind of theme, we now have a new purple color option on the iPhone 12. So here it is right here, give you an idea of what it kind of looks like. So new purple color, it looks pretty light. It almost looks like a kind of like a violet kind of ish color, but from what I've learned with these iPhone colors on the website, it does not do it justice. So you definitely probably want to take a look at this in person before you decide to pre-order one. But there it is compared to the existing colors that we already have. Now from what I see right here, I actually kind of like it. It's a nice color, and I think it's a good addition here to the iPhone 12 color line. Now you can pre-order this starting on the 23rd, which is this coming Friday, or you can just pick it up. It'll be available on the 30th of April. And I saw something that said these new iPhones will be shipping with iOS 14.5, so that means next week you can expect that to finally be released to the public. And as I'm recording this video, I noticed a few tweets come out from Mac Rumors, and it was basically saying that all the release candidates were just released. So that's the final version. So yeah, definitely expect iOS 14.5, watchOS, macOS, all that stuff to come out in the next week. So the third thing here is a new iPhone accessory. Definitely something we were expecting to come out last year, but I think the whole situation, the pandemic, kind of delayed it a little bit. But we finally have AirTags. So this is what the AirTag look like. It's really, exactly what we expected. It's just a small little Bluetooth tracking device that you can put onto anywhere. So, clip it onto your wallet, your backpack, your keys, anything. I guess you could even clip this thing on your dog's collar if you wanted to. But yeah, AirTag. So here's what it looks like. It's going to use the Find My app, of course. And the thing I'm really excited about is this new proximity thing they got going on here. So you're basically going to be able to kind of get a directional arrow. I think it's down here a little bit. Yeah, so you'll get like a directional arrow, and it'll move around, tell you how close you are, which direction to go when you're trying to locate something. So that's going to be really cool. Now it's only available if you have iPhone 11 and up, so yeah, you gotta have those to use it. But this is really cool. Definitely more precise way and quicker way to find your lost devices. And of course, in the Find My app, you'll have a new items tab down here if you use AirTags, and you can put obviously as many as you want. And I guess if you want an AirTag on literally everything you have, well, there you go. And there's another thing, give you an idea, there is somebody's bike. So you can literally put these anywhere you want to and name them whatever. Now there's going to be a lot of new accessories to do with your AirTags, so unfortunately it would have been nice if Apple would have put like a keyhole in this thing somehow, so that way you wouldn't have to buy all these loops and accessories and things so you can attach it, key rings, all sorts of stuff. Kind of get an idea right here. This is probably going to be the more popular option, the one with the ring, but yeah, you gotta buy Apple's official accessories so you can clip it onto things. And it's got a little speaker built into it as well, so it'll be able to play the pinging sound. So you know how you can ping your iPhone and it'll make a little noise so you can locate it easier. Well, your AirTags will be able to play noises so you can find them as well. Now the AirTag is water resistant and dust resistant, so if you accidentally drop it in something, spill it on something, or maybe you take it to the beach and get it all sandy, or hey, maybe you lose something in the water or on the beach, well, you'll still be able to locate it. And this is a question that I was wanting to know about. So the battery life, obviously this thing needs a battery to function, especially with a speaker and all that. So it actually says AirTags designed to keep going for more than a year on a standard battery you can easily replace. And your phone lets you know when it's time to pop in a new one. So this basically tells me that the AirTag is probably going to use those kind of watch batteries, I call them, those little circular ones that go in watches. So that is probably what these are going to use. So there's no recharging. I thought maybe they would like MagSafe to the back of your iPhone or something like that, but apparently not. So they're going to use a little watch battery, it seems like. But yeah, that's basically AirTags for you. Here is something else that really will just make you kind of go crazy. If you want a Hermes holder for your AirTags, you can spend over $300. You can even spend over $400. So if you got money to just throw away and you want to look stylish with your new AirTags, well, then you get you some Hermes ones right here as well. And you kind of take a look here at the pricing of your AirTags. So I was pretty surprised at the price tag of these. I was expecting $50 all day long, right? I mean, this is Apple after all. But no, $29 will get you one AirTag, and if you want a 4-pack, it'll cost you $99. Now the actual loops for the AirTags, so you have just a normal loop, then you have a leather one, and the leather loop. So the leather, you have to get it with the key ring, and then you get this loop with the leather as well. I have a feeling that this keyring one right here will be the most popular option. However, $35, $39, and $29, that kind of sounds expensive to me, but let me know what you guys think. Obviously though, you're locked in. I mean, if somebody else can make other holders for them, maybe, but yeah, there's no keyholes on these. You have to buy an official Apple loop in order to obviously hook them onto things. But these AirTags will also be available, I believe, to pre-order on the 23rd, and they will be available on the 30th as well. I think I'm definitely going to pick up one of these just to see how it is and try it out. And it's off pretty affordable too, so definitely pick one up. But yeah, that is the AirTag, long overdue. But let me know what you guys think about that. Here's another unexpected thing that happened today. A new Apple TV 4K. So basically the main thing here, the TV itself, the Apple TV itself, no different. I mean, it's basically the exact same design on that. But the new remote, so this is a new Siri remote control. You can see it's the aluminum now. They've kind of gone back in time a little bit. You now have the directional pad, the select button in the middle, and this also kind of operates like a click wheel on an old iPod, so you can use it to scrub, kind of like that. There's a new power button on the remote for your TV. There's also a mute button, which is very nice, a back button, and then your volume controls everything. Siri is now on the side of the remote, so a little Siri button, kind of like the lock button on your iPhone. Another main thing here is the new Apple TV features the A12 Bionic chip. So that means you're going to get a lot better HDR content, better 4K content, high frame rate HDR. It's just going to make a smoother, more high quality experience on your Apple TV. And also you can get balanced color. So the balanced color is going to use your iPhone to basically set your TV up to the perfect picture. So that is going to be nice to see how that works. But yeah, the main thing for me is that new remote. I think it looks pretty nice. I don't know why we had to go back in time, but it's definitely nice to see. Some people might think this is a minor update, but for Apple TV, this is something that doesn't get updated often, so this is a pretty big deal. So this is available to order on the 30th. It'll be available in the middle of May. You got a 32 gig and a 64 gig option. And if you want 32, it's going to cost you $179, and if you want 64, that'll cost you $199. It's something else interesting I noticed. We still have the Apple TV HD, so no changes, internally there. But if you click buy, it now comes with the Siri remote. So the updated remote will come with the original Apple TV HD if you want to save a little bit of money. And then I believe you can also purchase the Apple TV, the new remote, for $59 if I remember that correctly. So if you have an existing Apple TV 4K or HD and you just want the new remote, well, you can purchase it and use it with your existing Apple TV. So that's pretty nice. But yeah, definitely unexpected update to the Apple TV there. Now here's the one that kind of blew everybody away and has everybody chatting right now. This is the all-new iMac. So yeah, dramatic new redesign, very colorful now, as you can see with these colors here. But yeah, so all new design, super thin, different stand, everything of course is all new. And yeah, the thing that's getting me with this though is the colors. I'm not really a fan of these colors on this. Probably I would have to get silver. I would definitely have to get that. I mean, yeah, it looks cool, but I don't think a colorful computer is for everybody, especially when the only normal color option is the silver. I do expect to see a lot of silver. But there's no spaced gray or anything like that. Why didn't they do that? Especially when they got rid of the iMac Pro. But yeah, you take a look at this new design here. So we have a bigger screen, so 24 inches compared to the 21.5, and there was no mention of any updates to the 27-inch iMac. So we still have the same old design with that one. Who knows? Maybe they're waiting to kind of come out with a beefier processor to fit the bigger computer, or maybe they just don't have that big screen size ready yet. But yeah, no updates to 27-inch. I figured maybe they would bump it up to 30 inches, since they were able to do 24 right here. We have thinner bezels, which is nice, but we still have this ugly chin. I don't know why they still had to keep this. I was expecting pretty much edge to edge. For example, just that right there. That's what I was expecting. But I guess we have to wait a little bit longer to get that. Obviously, we have the M1 chip in here, so that's going to make this thing pretty powerful, of course. The back actually features a new magnetic power cable, so that's very nice. You have new USB-C ports and Thunderbolt ports on the back, so the iMac used to be all about connectivity. Well, you no longer have that, but we knew that was probably coming eventually, the move over to USB-C and Thunderbolt. So yeah, you got 4 ports on the back of there, that new magnetic cable that is braided, which is really nice. I really like that. But the design to me is just weird. I don't know why, it's just weird to me. That chin, all these colors, I just don't really like that. But here's what I do like, a new 1080p camera. Thank goodness we have a 1080p Facetime camera, and this camera has great image processing, good microphone, so studio quality mics for better voice recognition and conversations and all that. And also a new sound system, so 6 speakers, there's 2 woofers on each side, so you're going to be able to do spatial audio with this. It's going to sound pretty awesome, really cool. And then yeah, that new M1 chip is just blazing fast. It's crazy that that is the first Apple Silicon chip and it's this crazy a performance. It's just awesome. But anyways, that's the new iMac. We can take a look at pricing and availability real quickly here. So yeah, here we go. We have the base one here, so it'll feature 8-core CPU, 7-core GPU, and then the other two models will feature the 8-core CPU and GPU. So basically, from what I can tell, you can hit like your color, but it doesn't let you hit select yet. That's probably because obviously you can't pre-order these at the moment. It says order on 4/30, but this means basically to me that this is what you're going to get. I'm not sure if you'll be able to change your keyboard option or anything like that, but the base model comes with 256 gig SSD, 8 gigs of memory, the 24-inch display, 2 Thunderbolt and USB 4 ports, and the Magic Keyboard. Now the Magic Keyboard, mouse, and trackpad have also been updated, slightly new designs, and they will color match the computer that you decide to get. So if you get the red one, your keyboard will be red, of course. And if you bump it up, so that's $12.99, you bump it up to $14.99, and it's going to give you 2 USB 3 ports, gigabit Ethernet, and a Magic Keyboard with Touch ID. So the Magic Keyboard can now come with Touch ID, which is pretty nice. So 2 USB 3 ports, that's nice because apparently I thought you couldn't do that, but apparently they're going to give you some USB ports, so that's cool to see. And then the gigabit Ethernet is pretty cool because it's actually in the power adapter. So this iMac has a power adapter, which is also a little unusual because the older ones did not. But basically the power brick, it looks just like a MacBook charger, like that power brick. And the Ethernet port is built into that. So if you're going to use Ethernet, you just plug it straight into the power brick, which is kind of interesting. But that's how that will work. And then you can bump it up here. You give you 512 storage and all the same things. So yeah, your new iMacs are going to be well under $2,000, which is pretty nice. And then you have all these colors, of course. Again, the design, I don't know. I think what really messes me up on the design is the white outline. I just don't like that. I think it would be better maybe if the front was completely white or silver and the back can be one of these crazy colors, you know, like on this red one, we really don't need all this to be red. Like the back could be red like this and it would look pretty awesome. Also the stand, I don't know. The colors, I don't know. What do you guys think about this new iMac design? I wish it was edge-to-edge display, that chin was gone, and we had, you know, at least the front being one color. That's just me. But let me know what you think about the new iMac in the comments down below. Now the final thing, well, that is the iPad Pro. So April events are usually reserved for just iPad related announcements, but this time we only got an update to the iPad Pro. No changes to the base iPad, no changes to the mini, which is looking extremely dated now. But yeah, iPad Pro. So what did they do? Well, they threw the M1 chip in the iPad Pro. That is crazy. It makes you wonder why you would even need to buy a Mac anymore. I don't know what Apple's future plans are, but it's going to be interesting to see. So yeah, you're going to have blazing fast performance. They've also added in 5G on the cellular models, so extremely fast download speeds. And the new display. So on the 12.9-inch iPad, you now will get basically the Pro Display XDR on your iPad, which is pretty awesome. I can't wait to see this in person. It's going to be crazy. But yeah, it's using mini LED technology now on the display, so it's the XDR display. Again, that M1 chip is going to be just blazing through everything. But yeah, here's that display, so it's pretty wild. 1,000,000:1 color or contrast ratio, 1000 nits of brightness, True Tone Pro Motion, so the 120 Hertz. I mean, this thing is going to look excellent, but you can only get that on the 12.9-inch iPad. So if you want the 11-inch, you're not going to get the XDR display, which is kind of a bummer, but it's okay. It's fine. So yeah, that's basically the new iPad. But the cameras is one last thing to talk about. There's a new ultra-wide camera on the front, so the TrueDepth camera system. And basically what this does is it tracks you. So they call it center stage. So if you move around in the shot, or even if somebody else comes into the frame or whatever, the camera automatically zooms in and out. It tracks you. It's pretty cool. I mean, that is really, really cool right there. It'd be kind of nice to see that on the rear-facing camera in the future as like an option to turn on and off. But yeah, so that's the cameras. But everything else, I mean, oh yeah, one last thing. Thunderbolt is now part of the USB-C port, so you can have some better Thunderbolt accessories there. And then finally, the new Magic Keyboard. Well, it's not new, but what it is it's now available in white. So instead of just getting black, you can also get white. Now the pricing on the 12.9-inch iPad, so the 11-inch model is still at $799, and the 12.9-inch is now $1,099 with that better display. But yeah, and also the 11-inch iPad, if you do go for that one, you're still getting the M1 chip. Now basically the only thing you're not getting is the better display. There's also a new 2 terabyte option. So yeah, this thing, more and more people are replacing their desktops and laptops every day with this, and I think the M1 chip being in there is definitely about to really replace stuff. I know personally, the only reason why I have this MacBook Air that I'm recording on right now is not only for content, but you know, things like video editing is better on it. I don't know, it's just, I always find myself grabbing an iPad instead of a laptop nowadays, it seems like. But yeah, that's the new iPad Pro. And with that was basically Apple's event today. So yeah, all those new things, some surprises, maybe some disappointments for some. But let me know in the comments down below what you were most excited for from this event. Will you be buying anything from this event? I'm not really sure if I'm going to get anything, maybe an AirTag or something like that, but who knows, I'm still looking into all this stuff. But yeah guys, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.